Welcome to the Off-Label Podcast, your twice weekly dose of sanity and insane world. Even though we have given you a little bit more dosage than we normally do give, but we're generous that way, ladies and gentlemen. We have a great episode tonight. Of course, we have the Lectern guy with us, Adam Johnson, and we have one of the Watching the Watchers crews, Glenn Croy, who on Rumble only will be telling his story for the very, very first time. Now, here's how this is going to work, ladies and gentlemen. We will only spend 30 minutes on YouTube tonight, so I will give you guys the link to Rumble. We'll cut in 30 minutes to go to Rumble only, and then we will have Glenn tell his story on Rumble only, because let's be honest, I don't know how much YouTube's going to like his story. We got a lot to get into, ladies and gentlemen, so let's just go ahead and go into it.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Damn it, we need them. Let's go. Shoot it. Go. Shoot.
The less lethal team fires into the crowd for a third time. Three minutes later, at 1:21 p.m., the first explosive munition of the day is discharged. The demonstrators at the West Plaza of the Capitol will be hit by an unrelenting barrage of grenades, incendiaries, rubber bullets, and gas for the next hour.
Got another individual down. People are doing CPR and the DC-5 response to this area. Face up.
At 1:28 p.m., a man has collapsed on the West Plaza and is attended to by people in the crowd.
They can't get anybody in here, and the cops are throwing flashbangs into the crowd.
He is unresponsive for several minutes. Fearing the risk of trampling, they carry him to a different location where they continue to try to resuscitate him.
He's having a heart attack. He's been on the ground for 6 minutes. They carried him. They've been doing CPR. I think that man probably died. I hope they saved his life.
All right, guys. This is going to be a great one. Adam, you muted.
You guys got it. Unmute.
Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, nice light introduction. That's great. Got PTSD flying around. Nice way to start. Good stuff.
I told him to play the other one with the Congress, and he's just like, okay. And then he plays that one.
No, you didn't play. You just immediately started talking with Glenn. I'm like, hey, which one do you want to use as a start? And then I started showing him, and you're just like, hey, Glenn, what's up? So I was like, all right, fine. I'm going to choose it. I apologize for that right off the bat.
No, it's fine. I was told this was a good time. We're supposed to laugh and have a good time, and I'm seeing people dying in front of me.
It's more organic than what we actually had planned. Because what you want to try it, Davy?
What?
What we actually had planned?
I don't. No.
We were supposed to introduce you. Davy was supposed to introduce you guys, right?
Oh, okay.
And then he was supposed to say, so tell me, gentlemen, are you an extremist? And then, of course, both of you would have said no. And I've been like, okay, good. Let's try and change that tonight.
Yeah. For
So
me, it
a little bit of
depends on the topic.
PTSD in the background organically, I guess, is okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you. We've been talking about COVID the last couple of weeks, and yeah, my PTSD was triggered also because Phil Murphy is a horse face, fuck face, and that wasn't fun.
Hey, look, we've been giving you some deep dives into things, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be getting back to the topical news probably next week. We got one more for you coming up Thursday.
Here, this is what I said we should start with.
Nearly 4 years ago, I was barricaded in my office with my staff, wondering if we would be killed or at least harmed by a mob incited by Donald Trump to storm the U.S. Capitol because he could not accept the fact that he lost the 2020 presidential election. In that moment, I thought to myself, like, this has to be it. This has to be the moment in our country that people finally realize that the extremist MAGA movement is a violent cult that will destroy anything in its path, all for Donald Trump. And yet, nearly 4 years later, here we are again. Far from rejecting Donald Trump and his insurrection, the Republican Party has embraced its role as the party of insurrection. Republicans have defended January 6th, attacked the Department of Justice for seeking accountability, continued their assault on voting rights, and built a pro-insurrection wing of the Supreme Court. They have also overwhelmingly backed Trump.
So I was going to say, hey.
Would have been better.
It's a softer opening for sure.
But the funny part about it is that's Cori Bush, the woman who said she didn't care how much money it would take to protect her because she's more important than everybody else. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why are you all of a sudden you're an elected official and you're more important than the people who picked you to represent them? You know, mind you, I live in Missouri now. She's in St. Louis, so she kind of represents the state I'm in, and I don't like it. But our senator is a lot better, so I'm like, all right, good.
Well, who's going to spend your money and send your kids to war if not her? She needs to be protected at all costs.
That fucking shitting himself dummy in the White House, that's who.
That oddly makes sense. I'm listening to all these people in committee hearings all the time like I do, man. That oddly makes sense to me, and it's scary.
It does. So we keep seeing these things are falling apart at the very top levels, right? We see a lot of people in Congress. Did you see Marjorie Taylor Greene in the tunnel interview that came out today? Holy
no, I
cow.
didn't see that one. What happened?
Dropping F-bombs on camera. People at the highest level are being separated and segregated into ideologies. And I think I think we're approaching whatever the end stage looks like for our country. And try not to be a black pillar here, but good Lord, when we have I don't know, make caning great again.
I mean, listen,
I'm hoping it's the opposite. I'm hoping that this is the wide awakening and we finally everybody realizes what's really going on and we just finally take control back, because it is we the government. So I'd like to be a little less black-pilled and a little more optimistic.
I agree with you, Glenn.
You're probably right, Adam. Unfortunately.
No, absolutely not. I mean, everything I said is correct. It's how the American people feel. It's what we know to be a fact. It's all the evidence has been proven true. We have Jamie Raskin in there accusing us of worshiping Trump, worshiping as a convicted felon. Well, yeah, so is George Floyd. And everybody, and you all too, the media worship George Floyd. Democrats worship George Floyd. There were riots burning down the fucking country over George Floyd. And Raskin is in there saying we worship him. Excuse me, let me correct you. And this is really important. I don't worship, I worship God. God. And Jesus is my savior. I don't worship President Trump. And I'm really sick and tired of the bullshit annex I have to deal with constantly from the Democrats. So that's what we just went through in there. And then they're sitting there, they can attack my character all day long. What's his face in there? Whoever was talking last was calling me insane. But yet we can't say, oh, they're attacking my character. Oh no, it's nonstop BS and annex. You want to know why? The Democrats don't have anything. They're responsible for the lockdowns, forced vaccinations, kids being forced to stay home, people committing suicide, and all the horrors that this country lived through.
She
during
whores?
COVID. Fauci belongs in prison.
Those
He
two.
should be tried for mass murder, and he should be tried for crimes against humanity. That's how I feel after that hearing. That's how the American people.
I mean, she's not wrong. OF did blow up during COVID lockdown.
Yes, exactly. To your point, Davy. Exactly. Porn addiction is on the rise. Same thing as alcoholism. The lockdowns did a detriment to our culture. I'm not.
Definitely did.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You were allowed to go to the liquor store. You were allowed to go to big box stores and buy things except for plants. You weren't allowed to go to gyms to work out. You were allowed to go to fucking Five Guys burgers and fries and stuff your arteries, whatever you want. You had fucking stupid asshole fucking Bloomberg or whatever not Bloomberg, de Blasio going, you want fries? Hey, Phil Metard, is it okay for
Delicious
me
cheeseburger.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning, Phil. Can I have a fucking cheeseburger? Is that okay? Is it cool? Hey, who wants to win $1 million? By the way, inject yourself with this fucking shit, and you'll win you have a chance to win $1 million.
The COVID lockdowns, though, I think. Okay, consider
you want to
this,
talk about
right?
PTSD there, buddy?
There are people who followed the arrows in grocery stores, right?
Yes.
There are people who did this. They roped off the clothing sections in Walmarts because they were deemed non-essential items, right? You're just here for food. They closed off buying T-shirts at Walmart, but you can congregate. There are people who did that, but also watched their same people burn cities to the ground and show up in mass in protests. I agree with you, Glenn. I don't want to be black-pilled. I would love to white-pilled. These people don't have convictions. That's not what it is. They have marching orders. They have marching orders. And their marching orders is never speak against the regime. Don't believe your lying eyes. Whatever they say is what we're doing because this is how we win. And until the conservative movement understands that and starts marching in lockstep with each other and stops tearing each other down, we're not winning. It's not going to happen.
But to be honest with you, I don't think it's the conservative movement. I think it's the Republican movement because I've distanced myself from the Republican Party. Like I don't like the parties. Period. I'm so against both parties. I classify myself as an independent independent conservative, because I agree with some things. I agree with a lot of things that they say, but I don't agree with a lot of things they say because they have no fucking balls.
Yep.
And the fact that Marjorie Taylor Greene is out there saying this, granted, during the Fauci trials, she went, in my opinion, she went a little overboard. She could have got her point across a little bit better.
No, she did not. You know why?
Why?
Me and Scott watched this last night. You know why she was kicked out of that committee hearing? Because she wouldn't call Dr. Fauci doctor. And then said he deserves to be in prison.
Well, he does.
That's why she was kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was engaging in what is it? Engaging in personalities with a member of Congress or a witness. So she was ejected from Congress for that. And then, right after all that fiasco, you had Mr. Garcia with a sign that says in bold, big, bold red letters, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and brings up a chopped up quote for her. How is that not engaging in personalities?
Well, again, we keep doing this thing where we toe the line and we're like, we can't believe they're doing these things. And while I will never advocate out loud for things that I believe might need to happen, should happen, because that's how you end up in prison if you're a conservative. When are we going to say enough is enough? Right?
But here's
I'm
the
ready,
thing,
dude.
not even a conservative. Like, if you disagree with that side, like not even a conservative opinions, like this weekend they had the Pride March and the pro-Palestinian march, and they were against each other, and you watched them like, what do we do? What do we do?
They should have had it at a rooftop and just expedited the whole process.
What do you think, Glenn? Do you think that that Marjorie Taylor Greene was right for the way she came at Dr. Fauci?
Oh, he froze up.
They're cutting his internet. The Fed boys.
Oh, no. He was talking. Okay, say it again.
Glenn?
Davey. You're still muted.
You're
Here, let me
muted,
help
buddy.
you.
Yeah,
There you go.
My internet's glitchy as fuck.
That's okay. What do you think about the way that Marjorie Taylor Greene handled Dr. Fauci? It was fine.
He
It
was
was
speechless. He was speechless.
100%. And you don't have to call that guy a doctor. You should call him Dr. Mangala. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
The guy's out
okay.
there torturing beagles and shit. You know what I mean? He's funded the COVID through the Wuhan lab, lied about it right to Rand Paul's face. He's torturing beagles. You know what I mean? Fuck that guy. That's how I feel
lying
about
to
him.
Congress, lying to the Senate, lying to committees was a crime.
No, apparently it's not. Apparently
I
you
was
could
told.
just, apparently you could just sit there and lie all you want, and then
It depends. It depends on if you have a D or an R in front of your name.
Well, that is true.
It's the same point. Like, we keep sitting back and like guffawing at what's happening to us, and good Lord, you think they're going to stop? You think it stops here? And I tell everyone, like, it's kind of my message, my overall arcing. This is what we should be considering. People abandon the institutions. They think the institutions are going away, right? The institutions don't go away when we leave them. They just gather strength.
Yes.
We need to regain ground, not give it up. We need to take over the FBI again, the ATF, which should be dismantled again, but does it serve a purpose if the purpose it's supposed to be serving is going after people who mean to do actual harm? Yes. We need to usurp these places that have been usurped and turned against us. Like, that should be the message. Public schools. Name a branch that's been taken over by the liberals. Every time you run away, they just gather strength. And these institutions aren't going away. We need to be deeply involved, grassroots at a local level in all of these institutions, because they're not leaving.
No matter where you are, no matter what state, because like even we've shown it here that the federal government's now voting for itself. There's an executive order that actually says the government can register you to vote. We have shown that registration time and time again.
Jesus.
They move through Texas. If you look at Texas's their polls, there's every 2 weeks 225, 250, and then all of a sudden they drop to nothing.
new registers. That's 225 new registered voters.
220,000 every.
Did you see Kansas pass a state law that requires election officials to match up the signature on a mail-in ballot with the voter registration card? They passed this state law, right? Dems got pissy about this, went to appeal it. Another court shot it down. Went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court said, no, you should be doing this. But the fact there had to be a law written to match signatures on mail-in ballots that wasn't already a thing in place, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Right.
We're not a serious people.
It's a new week.
Again.
And back to your point about these government institutions, I saw somewhere, they fail and then they just hire on more people. Then they just, more money to that institution, FBI, CIA, ATF, whatever, any government organization. They just fail. And they're always, their thing is, oh, well, let's hire more people. You know what I mean? Let's make it bigger, because then we'll succeed, And so, yeah, like you're saying, we need to cut all these institutions down, if not all the way out, then down to the minimum, and quit funding this shit.
I'm sorry, Adam. K-Bean makes a phenomenal point. Laws only matter if you enforce them. Like, we need to stop making new laws. We need to just enforce the laws that are on the
only
books.
matter if they're enforced justly, across the board, unbiased. That is when laws matter. And we're showing right now that laws do not matter. What matters is what court you're being prosecuted in, what district you're being prosecuted in. That's all that matters.
Right.
Yeah.
But I want to see something weird, and I've noticed this. This is an algorithm that's actually hitting the system. Look at Alabama. It's a perfect time to point this out. 1,010 total transactions. 150 of them, 15%. There were not matches for the last 4 digits of your social security number and your last name. 15% of Alabama doesn't know what they're doing. They don't know that information. Not to mention the fact
it's
that
Alabama.
24.5. Well, hey, that's my state.
Listen, they don't even know. They don't know which cousin their dad is. You think they're gonna know what their last 4 of their social is? But
they got to go to the family vine.
Fair
walk
point.
it up.
No, but look,
match deceased 245.
That's 24.5%.
Yeah. That is a quarter of them were dead.
How did people try to register to vote for the first time? You can't say this is clearing voter rolls. This is the first time brand new registered voters.
If you believe in the supernatural like I do, maybe it's just a voice from the past trying to, identify as living. I think we should be more open-minded about dead people voting.
It is Alabama, and they do.
Don't you give them ammunition.
They're saying, listen, my dead uncle talked to me. He said I need to vote.
He said, I'm sorry about what happened in the closet 20 years ago.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I deserve this.
This is why I say Adam needs his own show. Adam is fucking hilarious.
I do, actually.
Listen, buddy, I'm telling you. You need to join the network, okay? I don't want anybody else. I don't want any more, because forming this network was something I've always wanted, and I got what I wanted. And God was like, all right, here you go. You get what you wanted. And now I'm just like, but I'm telling you, you need to join the network, because nobody understands how fucking funny you really are, dude. You are fucking hilarious, and nobody gets it. Nobody gets it.
Oh, I wish I had time. I'm trying to get my charity up and running. I just want to feed kids. I paid, I think it was almost $2,000 to attorneys to get my 501c3 established. It's been 7 months, and they have not approved me yet. And I'm just trying to feed kids who have parents who are in prison, who did nothing wrong. Sorry.
So if anybody doesn't understand, please explain to them what part of your pardon or being let out was, because it infuriates the fuck out of me. The fact that you're not
myself. I never caught
you're
that.
not allowed to do certain things, and it makes me so angry, because you just want to do good. You just want to do so much good, and they won't let you. Please explain.
So I had to sign a plea deal. It was either a felony for moving furniture. For those of you who haven't heard, I never actually stole the Lectern. I moved it from one part of the room to another part of the room. I left it, never took it. They popped me with the felony because they said it was over $1,000. So it was a felony theft charge. The plea deal was either you can take the felony to court, maybe we'll add some during the grand jury. or you could sign this plea deal that says you cannot profit for the entirety of your life based on your name, image, likeness, podcast, songwriting, you name it. Write a book. We got it pled down to 5 years instead of a lifetime. So I'm 2.5 years left before I can do any type of fundraising. Couldn't raise a single dime for attorneys. It was $100,000 out of pocket. But in spite of them, we are taking our own finances. We build little lecterns and we auction them off, and we give 100% of the money to kids who have parents who are in prison because of J6. Eventually, we're going to expand that to just any kid who has a parent in prison, right? Because these kids did nothing wrong. It should be a bipartisan, apolitical issue. These kids did nothing wrong. And if we can take care of kids and show them that conservatism, Christ followers, people who believe in grace, can take care of them there from they're young, that's our next voting block. We need to invest in our next generation. We need to invest in that future. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, I think the biggest reason everybody is up in arms right now is, our parents, they had it good. They had it good, but they were that dying generation because they promised us the world, and then there is a point to be made that they did take things, everything from us, but it's all falling apart now because you have to get a degree just to work at McDonald's now. Anything other than a fry cook, guess what? A degree. What degree? Whatever.
I'm coming for your fucking collection, by the way. I'm coming for your collection because I have Mario 64. I have an entire sleeve of stuff. I'm coming for your collection. I just want to let you know that. I saw that and I was like, I'm coming for it.
That's about 40% of the gaming stuff we have in the house.
I hate you.
Anyway,
like you were saying.
Sorry. We play games with the kids. It's a good time. It's a good chance to sit down with them at their level, and we have conversations. We're playing Mario Kart and Nintendo 64. Or Super Nintendo in the theater. We chit chat with them, and it's a way to
you got 5
get them
kids,
to open
right?
up. I have 5 sons. Yeah.
How do you do
Son
that?
of a bitch.
Well, when a man loves a woman.
No, I know how that happens. I'm saying, how do you manage 5 different kids?
I don't know. I have one biological daughter and one on the fucking way. Okay.
Well, I guess I can't say I know how that happens because I got none that are biologically mine. So
It's actually really easy when you I know when you
I
see
will be
who
in
they
Florida
are
tomorrow. You say it's easy again, you motherfucker.
when you understand that you weren't given your children were given you, right? They had no choice in the say of who their parents are. That is such a responsibility and such an opportunity to be the best version of you can be for them. And I look at that, and it is my honor to raise my kids and to raise them in such a way to where they are loved, they have what they need, and I don't consider it a chore. I don't consider it a task. I consider it a privilege. And I think when you wake up in the morning and realize these people you're raising, they are going to carry on your legacy. Make sure the person you are is the legacy you want to be carried on. It's an honor.
I don't know if that's the case for me, though. I'm going to be completely honest.
They can be assholes.
Maybe that's why my best friend, when I was 19 years old, told me do not procreate, that I would pollute the womb. Maybe that's why. I don't know. No, I'm just an asshole. I live up to my name, but would I want my kids would have to be that, yeah, because I've been short and skinny all my life. I've had people pick on me and mess around with me all my life. So yeah, I kind of get it. But maybe he had a point.
Apparently my legacy is to just have girls because I got another one on the way.
You got to start aiming left instead of right. That's the secret.
Right.
Listen, I'm trying.
Yeah, I got 2 boys also. You gotta go.
Yeah, fuck! Yeah. You could have told me this months ago. We've been friends for a while. You son of a. Never mind. But this is. I
Put
want
a
to show
stem on that apple, Davy.
Listen, I'm trying to talk her into it. I'm like, listen, don't just get it. Listen, in Missouri, you have to have 3 kids before you can get everything taken out. So if 6 weeks after, we have another one. And then she's like, motherfucker, I'm 37. Do you understand how much this kid is kicking my ass? And I'm like, I understand that. But listen, I love you, and I'm here for you. But this is before we cut to Rumble, because we're already at a half hour, and I want
We were
Glenn to
supposed
tell
to
a
go through
story.
some of this, yeah, but
I want to literally show the footage of what Adam did. This is what Adam went to jail for.
Prison.
Oh,
Federal
prison. Sorry. Yeah, let me. I forgot. There he is.
Ridiculous.
There he is in the background. Here he comes.
and that's where that
Looking all-
picture was taken.
Looking all dapper.
Shaking hands, kissing babies, not whispering in babies' ears.
Not sniffing kids.
And that's it.
Right there in the middle of the floor. Like, seriously, you went to jail for that.
Yes. Yes. That was our time together.
So ridiculous.
Look at all those chickens.
The
Look at how
memories.
packed that place was with people. Look at all those people that were there.
Do you want to know what's nutty? Someone actually stole the microphones off of that lectern. Actually left the building with the microphones. They did not get charged with theft.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. They just had to return the microphones. It was a misdemeanor. Like, it's fine. I move it.
Had you
felony
have stolen
theft.
it, it'd have been all right.
Wow.
Apparently, I can
What I-
say this here. I'm building an exact replica. I will be in DC in a couple weeks, and that is all I can say on that. But it's going to be a good
still
time.
don't understand how you're allowed in the Capitol. That blows my mind. A January 6th defendant, one of these evil conservative, like MAGA ultra Republican people, is allowed in the Capitol after he moved a lectern 15 fucking feet.
There's
I
a
mean, like,
lectern.
how do you do that?
And Adam
I've been
is
back twice
gone.
now.
I know. And I'd just be like, okay, like, you got to be on your name has to be on the list. They got to know who you are.
Did you see the shirt I wore last time I went to
Yes.
the Capitol? The Capitol Police did not laugh like you were laughing, so that's good. For those who didn't see it, it said, I visited the Capitol and all I got was solitary confinement.
Perfect.
God, but
That was great.
This is what Adam makes, and he does a phenomenal job. And if my computer wants to load quick enough, and he's doing the dad thing and teaching his sons to be a man and to make things, because your son wanted a workbench, and you were like, no, you're not using mine, which 1000% agree. Make your own, and I will teach you how to do it.
Yep.
And-
Well, the kids spend the summer in the shop with me. So I'm a carpenter by trade. So if I'm building something, they're out in the shop with me learning how to use tools. They're learning how to use drills, table saws, miter saws, routers, all these things, because they should know how to use tools. But they're also in the kitchen making meals with me because they should be well-rounded people.
Okay, so just so everybody understands, explain how you can get away with selling these things but not profiting from it.
Oh, I don't sell them. I don't
Okay.
sell them.
He's not allowed to.
So we pay for everything out of pocket. Everything I do that is me related, Lectern guy related, every single penny goes to charity. Every single penny. And we have raised thousands upon thousands of dollars. And I'm happy doing it. We don't have any qualms with it. God has been so good to us. Everything we have lost, we have been restored. So we have no qualms with it. And we believe we're doing the right thing. We're doing the good thing. So we're just going to keep doing it.
All right. We are going to cut to Rumble because we've been down here for 34 minutes.
Well,
Listen, guys.
before
Rich.
we do that, I want to do a little bit of enticing.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and throw the
That shirt
Rumble
better
link.
stay on because I'm not
Yeah, it
into
better.
that type of podcast.
Look, that's creepy because before
Listen.
you came on, they were talking about it.
Don't you fucking tell me what to do.
Well,
sir.
Davy was talking about it.
You live in Florida.
Yeah. Is that what that 7 bottles of chocolate syrup was for? So wondering when that was going to come in.
Shh, it's a Rumble exclusive. Don't you worry.
He's just going to go full
don't even
Trudeau
think
and just
Rumble is
chocolate
gonna
syrup
like
his whole
that.
body.
And they can't say anything because I'm Puerto Rican. Suck it, bitches.
You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna use this for the lead in to the Rumble. Everybody just pile over there right now.
You
This
got
is gonna
3
get
minutes.
bad.
You got 3 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the mainstream narrative has become cancerous to society. Currently, there is no known cure, but doses of other treatments have shown some promising results. Off-label use has been authorized.